Hello everybody and welcome back to Full House Sports. Here myself Charlie. Reminder before the video starts, please like, comment and subscribe. Anything you guys do is greatly appreciated as I try and become a one-man sports news bandwagon. Now, we had the news break in the early hours of today, potentially yesterday actually, or that the NBA revealed that there have been bids of $500 million to $1 billion for the new NBA Europe franchises. Now, I did a video on NBA Europe when it was first announced, actually, and it's gone quiet for a little while. I think potentially because the Euroleague sort of sat up and went, hang on a minute, what's going on here? There's still, I think, a lot of administrative things to sort out regarding who will be involved, what the franchises will look like, what the system will look like, and how it's going to affect the Euroleague. Now, where these franchises are, we don't know a lot about, although I've seen at least one journalist confirm that he thinks that Athens have made a bid, or AEK have made a bid to be involved, which is huge because we did think that Athens, or we had the rumours were that Athens was one of the target cities. Mark Tatum has spoken about target cities. As far as the UK is concerned, London and Manchester, it looks like it will be the London Lions in London, which is fantastic for them because they have been a real beacon of British basketball in the last few years. And to be fair to them, they do a lot in terms of they're trying to put basketball in certainly the London sporting sphere, if not the English sporting sphere, with some of the ticket deals they do. Also, in terms of they're trying to get a purpose-built arena. I think the guy who runs NordVPN, whose name evades me right now, he's looking at building a purpose-built arena, which I think Sadiq Khan has confirmed can go ahead. The plans can go ahead. They currently ply their trade at the Copper Box. As for Man City, there's a lot of talk... Manchester. As for Manchester, there's a lot of talk that Man City are going to be the potential hosts of that. Of course, there is NBA pre-season games taking place in Manchester. And also with the Co-op Live, which is the new purpose-built arena in Manchester, being literally on the Etihad campus right next door to Man City's football stadium, it does have a very European feel to it. We see big European organisations have basketball clubs. So it would, in theory, make sense to be another sort of arm or string to their bow. There's still, I think, a lot to sort out because there's talk of 10 to 12 teams. I think, for starters, a lot of the Euroleague teams probably won't take part. I mean, the statement we received from Tatum said that there was teams that are already involved in Euroleague that have bid. There's also football teams and there's also other teams that have bid. So, almost like new startup ones, which is, again, it's interesting because I think it brings up an important factor within European sport and American sport, which is the tribalism and the fact that, you know, if you support a club, that is your club. You know, we see it in America where franchises move about. There's no dramas to that. And there's rumours now of there being 2 expansion franchises, but also there's rumours that Memphis may lose the Grizzlies. They may go back to Nashville or to Nashville. That's not really a thing in Europe. You know, if you asked a Man United fan, would you go and watch Man City's basketball team? They probably wouldn't because of, like I say, the tribalism that's involved. And as well, another important factor is where a lot of the heartland of European basketball is, and not the most lucrative venues. You know, everybody looks, and I've been to Serbia, not to experience the Belgrade Derby in football, but, well, I went to experience the Belgrade Derby in football. And I remember the guide I had for that game saying to me, oh, you think this is intense? You wait till you see, or you come to the basketball game and you will see intensity. It's the same in Athens when Panathinaikos and Olympiakos play. And Lithuania as well is another beacon of Euro basketball. But they're not the most lucrative places. They're not the places where there's going to be a high, you know, whereas London, it's going to attract people. Whereas even Paris, which is another team that's rumoured. PSG feels like an obvious one. They've already got the Jordan link up with the football team. It feels such an obvious team. They have been a multi-sports club as well. They're a rugby league team briefly. So, again, we're getting little drips and drabs of what's developing. It's rumours that there's still talks ongoing with the NBA and the Euroleague as to how there can be a compromise here. FIBA have also got involved and apparently are saying, you know, this needs ironing out because, of course, the NBA Europe will be a separate league to the NBA. It won't be linked in. It's not going to be a division or a conference of the NBA, which then means that you're in direct competition with the Euroleague. And, yeah, it's very, very peculiar because you're essentially trying to muscle in on a market that I think you're starting a new league in a market that's already dominated by a different countries. How it develops will be very intriguing. But these bids, obviously, there's interest there, which, I mean, we always thought there would be. It's the NBA, and that makes sense. But it's going to be interesting to see how they pull things together and what it looks like. I am very intrigued because it is good to see, especially over here. You know, I've said before, I've done PE teaching before. Basketball's incredibly popular in schools, but there's no really to support you watching the NBA. Well, kids aren't going to watch the NBA because it's on at 1 a.m. every night. They've got school the next day. But if you could get a solid base in the UK, I think it will flourish. As always, guys, let us know what you think. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Anything you guys do is greatly appreciated. Try and become a one-man sports news bandwagon. As always, have a great day.